Hey there everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another Pearblossom press video. Today we're going to be working with the candlelight, and if you have never seen the candlelight before, you are going to be blown away. Yes, pun intended. I'm also pairing it up with the Pearblossom press stamp set. It has the word blow in there and press and push and all those. So we're going to pair that up so we can make this fun interactive card. We have the HAI Supply candle flames. We're also using the these Sizzix dies. We've got our Vault Bunny and Chick, and then we also have the Celebrate Colorize. We're going to pair those up together to make this fun birthday card. These are just such cute images, and there's a lot of use for those. We're also using some backdrops number 5, and then the Curiosity Shop stamp set. We have the small talk stickers. I'm bringing in all the things, man. And this card is going to end up being such a cute card. I'm so excited about it. The sentiment is snarky and fun. A party without cake is just a meeting. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to speed up our video about 2 times. I'm pulling these out. I love the fact that it's rainbow, but they're double-sided and they're nice and big. So you have so much versatility with these papers. I've picked out those 2, and we're going to trim this down to make a scene. So I'm going to trim this paper down to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. So that's going to be the full front of an A2 size card. We're going to take up the whole thing, because like I said, we're building a scene. And then for this piece, it's going to be our flooring. So I'm going to make this about an inch and by 5 1/2. So that'll be the very base of the card, the very bottom. And then we can put all the paper away, and we can move on to putting our little pieces together. Now, to save a little time, I went ahead and die cut all the pieces out. It can take a little time to do that. I'm not using all the images from both of these. I really love that there is a lot of versatility to these die sets, and so that's why I had to have these in my stash. So I'm pulling out the pieces. We're going to eventually quadruple up our time to put these things together, but I did want to show you putting the bunny and the little chick together just on double time so you can see it. They're just so cute. And yeah, they're springy, but imagine using the bunny for all kinds of things. You could use the little chick. You could mix and match and put the bow tie on the bunny. You could put the glasses on the chick. They'd be huge, but it'd be really cute. And the banner, you've got the little egg in there. There's also a tiny little daisy. Like I said, I don't use all the pieces from both of these die sets, but I do like how there's versatility in mixing and matching these dies together. So I'll just piece these together using some liquid glue along with my reverse tweezers. And you can make that bunny any color you want. One of the things I do love about the dies from Holtz and Sizzix is that they do a really good job of embossing the paper once you've die cut them out, so you know where to put the next piece, because these are layered up pretty good. I think this one ends up being a total of, I guess, 3 layers. If you count the face and everything. Yeah, it's about 3 layers thick. So the dies, when you die cut them out, emboss on them as well, so you know exactly where to put each of your pieces, so everything lines up really nicely. He's so cute. I didn't follow the color pattern perfectly, like on the packaging, but I do use the packaging to help me also make sure that I'm, finding the right pieces and putting the right pieces on as well. Got our cute little eyes and nose. You could totally skip the glasses, but that just takes it to the next level. And I feel like by the time this card is done, it's going to make it look like they're in an office, which goes perfectly with the small talk sentiment that I had ended up choosing, which was a party without cake is just a meeting. He's so stinking cute. Imagine the color combos, like even the glasses, you could change it up, put a little bow in her hair and add the glasses, and how cute would that be? And now we'll move on to the chick, and I guess she's about 3 layers thick also, and once again, just using all of our reverse tweezers and liquid glue to piece everything together. I like to use those little tidy trays. Those are great for holding all of my pieces while I die cut, so I don't lose anything, because that's always a hazard here when you're working with small pieces, that you might lose one. So I definitely love those tidy trays for that. We'll put on his little feet, his beak, and now we can move on to his eyes. poke those out using those reverse tweezers and my pickup stick, which that is carried in the Pearblossom Press store. And then we have his little bow tie. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on him. Again, he's an office chick. But the details, it's so much fun. And I love how these can go either way. If you struggle with masculine cards, these are wonderful dies to have in your stash. All right, now we're quadrupling up our time so that you can still see me piecing things together, but we're going to do it a little bit quicker. I did die cut out 2 banners because the banner die itself cuts out not only the banner, but also the different pieces that would go on top of your banner. And since I cut it out of like that turquoise and that yellow, I thought let's mix and match those and we can have 2 separate banners. As you can see on the packaging, they used all kinds of colors on theirs. That's fun too. I'm sort of sticking with a spring theme. Maybe I'm doing that because it's 70 degrees outside here recently, but definitely feels like spring even though the calendar is saying otherwise. And any leftover banner pieces, I'm just going to stick those with the packaging so that way I can save those for another card. And now we're going to start piecing together all of the dies from our Celebrate Colorize. So this is the cake. You can see up there on the screen it has a present. It also has a hat, some little stars, some squigglies, some balloons, and another banner. And again, versatility. So obviously when you look at this, you think birthday, but you could use that present for Christmas. You could use the cake for other celebrations, whether it be anniversary or wedding. Balloons go for all kinds of celebrations, congratulations, whatever. The hat, yeah, I think that mostly says birthday, but the banner for anything, the little stars and squigglies. So I do love dies and stamps that have a lot of versatility. That way you can use them for more than one occasion. We'll piece together our balloons. So all I took from this die were the balloons and the cake. And I didn't die cut any of the candles because I have something for that instead. But now all of our pieces are put together. So now we're going to go back down to double time and we can start piecing our card together. And we're going to make our little scene. So I'll put our flooring on the background. And I do want to play around with placement just a little bit, just to make sure I know where I want things. In the beginning, I was thinking I was going to have all of that on the front. I do end up taking those balloons. Those are going to go on the inside of the card. The banners will be on the outside. But I do want to just kind of play around and make sure I know where everything's going to go. And I am going to use some liquid glue and start piecing almost everything down. I'm going to put our banners down first since those are in the background. And then we can put our little bunny down and our little chick down. I don't want to put my cake down just yet. I do want to kind of play around with the placement of it, but I don't want to attach it down just yet because I need to think about where my candlelight is going to go. So once we get to that, you'll see what I'm talking about. That bunny just cracks me up. How cute. Ugh. And then, of course, the chick with his oversized bow is adorable. So we're playing around with the placement of the cake, and now I figure I'd better pull out our candlelight. Super easy to piece together. It just comes with these, you've got your mechanism and you have your battery. And if you've never, like I said, never played with the candlelight before, it is different than the other lights. The other lights you hold and they go off and on, or however the case may be, whether it be a twinkle or a regular. This one is interactive in the sense that you blow it out. Yes, you blow it out. It's genius, really. Not only does it have the light, but it also has a piece on there that you blow, and then your light will go out. If you don't blow it out, it will go out, I think, within 60 seconds. Basically, you could sing happy birthday and then blow it out, I think, is what it would equate to. Or it goes out on its own. So I'm going to mark with a pencil where my mechanism is. And I'm actually marking not where the light is going to be, but right below the light. That's where your breath needs to hit the mechanism. And then I poke a hole and I mark on my background or my base so that I can for sure know where that's going to go. And then I need to play around with, pardon my head, making sure that hole is big enough. I'm not attaching anything down until I know that we aren't going to have a problem with that blowing out. And so you can see I'm kind of not struggling, but making sure, and I'm not getting it right away at first, but so we just will keep playing until we get it just right. And there it is. So you see that hole is big enough. If you don't have a paper piercer, I will say the Pearblossom Press stamp set has a couple of different dies in there that you could use to just die cut out a bigger hole than you would normally need for the lights. And that would work really well. I'll show you those at the end of the video or when I'm using the stamp set. I did mark around where my mechanism goes. You wouldn't have to do that unless you're concerned about moving it, but I went ahead and glued it down. And then now we're going to need to bring in some of the Pearblossom Press World's Best Foam Tape. This stuff is amazing. I say it every time I use it. It is the world's best, hands down. I've used a lot of different foam tapes in my 20 plus years of card making, and this stuff is by far the best. I love it. And it's fabulous for so many reasons. One, the release paper comes off super simple. There's no like ripping up your manicure, because I've had that happen. There's no issue with that at all. Also, it's repositionable for about 30 minutes, which if you're anything like me, sometimes you don't get your paper on there properly, so you do have to move it. And then after about 24 hours, it's completely permanent. So I'm going to stick that down. I did get it right the first time, shocker. And everything is working great. So now I can start putting the cake down. I've brought in these little HAI candlesticks that Amanda carries in the store. And I'm trying to figure out which candle I want. I decided to go with the little orange and pink one. Super cute. And then I'll bring in one of those candle flames. There's different sizes of the candle flames, which is awesome. I'm going to use one of the bigger ones. And the thing I need to make sure that I do is I don't cover the hole. The light shines through just fine, and I'm just going to stick the candle light right off to the side. Just want to make sure that I don't cover that hole so that I don't mess up the ability to blow out the candle. So it's right next to the hole, as you can see, and it still works just fine. Now we can attach down our cake, more liquid glue, and then we can get our candle put down also. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers. And then we can just stick that down with that line of glue. All right, everything works great. As you can see, I'm testing constantly. Now I'm going to bring in that small talk stamp set. This one, like I said, I could not bypass that sentiment. It's a little snarky. A party without cake is just a meeting. So yeah, perfect. I love it. And then now, as you can see, I'm showing you those dies that you could use if you don't have a paper piercer to be able to poke your hole. But I'm bringing in the stamps. We've got the word blow, which you need for this one. I want to make sure the recipient knows that that's where you're going to blow. And then I'm also going to use a push stamp. And we're going to put that right over the push mechanism. I don't ever really worry too much about stamping over the top, even after things are put together. Because if it doesn't stamp out very well, stamp it onto a piece of paper and cover it up with that paper. So I don't worry about those things. It's paper. You can cover it with more paper. And I'll stamp on the back, and then now we're going to put everything on the inside. Now, once again, that happy birthday comes from that Curiosity Shop stamp set. I like that stamp set because it has a lot of different sentiments in it as well, and it works perfectly for this one. So I'll put down my balloons using some liquid glue. And then thought about putting the banner in there, even put a little glue on there, and then decided last minute, nah, those little two strips aren't going to make a difference. So that's going to finish off our card. I'm so incredibly happy with this card. I love it so, so much, and it's going to go to someone special for sure. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, huge thanks for liking, subscribing, watching, all the things that you guys do to keep me going. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.